So we are doing Hanuman Chalisa, verse by verse, word by word. As we chant, we must understand what we are chanting. And as Goswami Tulsidas Ji was a Vedantin, he had learned Vedanta. We can see that Hanuman Chalisa is having bhakti, jnana, vairagya, karma, all aspects. And because it is in Awadhi language, sometimes we overlook the words we chant. Many people have been chanting for many years, but we sometimes miss the words and their meaning. And when we chant with understanding, it has greater impact. Hanumanji also will be happy that they are not only chanting, they are understanding, chanting, implementing. So let us sit straight, take a deep, slow, conscious breath, head, neck, backbone straight. This is a position where maximum energy flow is happening in our body, ideal for spiritual learning, for Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasanam. Let us withdraw our mind from all that has happened in the past. Learning is more important than experience. Nivrutti Parama Anubhava name Jnaneshwar Maharaj says. Nivrutti is higher than experience. Let us withdraw our mind from all future anxieties, worries, because where there is faith on God, there is no worry. Today we are going to see exactly the same verse, Tum Rakshaka, Kahu ko darna. Still I am worried and still I am fearful. That means I am not actually, I am only chanting Hanuman Chalisa, but I am not believing or having faith that Rakshak is Hanumanji. I think I only can do my own Raksha. Bhagavan says, you can also do that, then I will give you Shakti, as last time we saw. If you are leaving on me, I will take care. But if you believe that you can do, then I will give you Shakti to do it. Let us invoke God's grace, Guru Parampara's blessings, Sri Ramji's blessings, Sita Mata's blessings, and chant loudly. Om. Om. Om Sana Vavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। हरि ओम।
Hari Om. Thank you, Manisha. So last time we saw Prabhu Mudrika Meli Mukamahi, means that Hanumanji carried the ring, Prabhu Mudrika, to show to Sita Mataji as a proof that he is coming from as a Dut, Ramaduta. We also saw the Vedantic meaning of it, that Prabhu Naam must be there in our mouth constantly. And we also saw importance of japa. So I would like to show you something. I don't know whether you will be able to see clearly. Can you see this? Yes. So this is not photograph of Hanumanji. This is drawing what I would request Radhaji to share. This is a Likhita Japa photograph done by Rupa. It is so beautiful. This is 1111 name written, and through that the photograph of Hanumanji is come. It is not photograph. It is small, 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 small. Ram, 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 Ram. So I'll show you again. This is very, very concentrating Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. And when this photograph you will get it, you will see how it has been made. So today I can see Rupa Ranganath is there. So I would request Radhaji to send this Likhita Japa of Hanumanji, and it is not very easy. This would have taken, I don't know how much time, couple of hours or days. So this Likhita Japa is very, very powerful to do, because there their brain, hand, mind, everything is, and it has to come in that order. It cannot go also when you're doing a drawing. So every day we must do japa. That is a main point what we saw last time. It has infinite benefits. Gnaneshwar Maharaj says that Hari Mukhe Mana Punyachi Ganana Kon Kari. There is a Hari part which is there where there are 28 abhangs. And in that the main line which is repeated after every abhang is Hari Mukhe Mana Punyachi Ganana Kon Kari. Don't count the japa, how much I am doing. Don't think that, oh, I have done this many malas. Bhagavan says you are putting me into mathematics. I am beyond it. Punyachi ganana kon kari. There is no, uh, you know, we cannot count how much punya we get just by taking Lord's name. And especially in Kali Yuga now, which is started, Nama Mahima is there, maximum. So with that background, we will see today 22nd Chaupai, which is a lot of topics in this Chaupai. So this Chopai says, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना. सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना. So now there are many aspects in this words coming, and today we have to be clear. What is the meaning of sarna? Sarna has two meanings. Sarna means refuge. Sarna means faith. Sarna means surrender. Sab sukha lahe means all happiness. What is the meaning of all happiness? That we will see. What is the meaning of faith? We will see. What is the meaning of surrender? We will see. And what is the meaning of tum rakshaka kahu ko dorna? What all different fears Hanumanji takes care. So all happiness is attained by taking refuge in you. With you as a protector, there is no fear for me. That is the literal meaning of this. So what is the important word to note down in this chopai? Sarna. Sarna means refuge. Faith in God. Now faith in God, many people say, yeah, I have faith in God. But what exactly faith means? God is always with me. And whenever I call God, God will come. That is faith. When God is always with me, then there will be no fear, there will be no tension, there will be no stress. I will be always cheerful because God is always with me. Tukaram Maharaj says, Ata baisalo shezari. And whenever I will call, God will come. That is faith. God knows me as I am, where I am, what am I doing. Because this also doubt many people have, that there are 8.1 billion people on this planet. That way there are infinite universes. There are infinite creatures. Does God really know what is happening in my mind, inside? Really, God knows what do I want? What am I doing? I am putting so much of efforts. I am not putting so much of efforts. So one person asked this question to one saint, and she told Mata Amrutanandamayi that how many hair you have on your head? That devotee told, I don't know how many hair I have. Countless. But suppose you pull one hair, yeah, it will pain. In the same way, if one devotee also, calls or what one devotee is doing, God knows. Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say that even one leaf falling in that infinite jungle, big jungle, that also God knows. One small dried leaf, it falls down, then wind comes, it blows, that also God knows. And God knows what is best for me. That only God knows. We cannot actually know this. So one story I always tell, I don't know how many times I have told, but still worth, because it is a very powerful story, that once war was over, Krishna and Arjun were walking and they took Brahman vesh and then went asking Bhiksha. Krishna wanted to check how is happening, what is happening in Hastinapur. So when Saukar, Om Bhavati Bhikshan De, Saukar told, Bhag jao, yahan se. You Bhikari, bhag jao. Then they started walking ahead, and then Krishna gave one Ashirwad that may your business grow, may you become very rich. Then they went ahead, and then there was a small hut in that very poor person. He had only one roti, one small cow was also dying. And they asked, Om Bhavati Bhikshande, that poor person, gave half the roti, one half to Krishna and Arjun. He drank water. Then they both walked ahead, and Krishna gave Ashirwad, may your cow die. And then Arjun asked Bhagavan, what is this? This kind of Ashirwads you are giving, what you are taking something from somebody, giving something to somebody. I don't understand the logic. Bhagavan said, you will never understand the logic. So that person who I have given riches will go away from me, and this is my devotee. Between his devotion and me, only cow was coming, his attachment. Now I've killed the cow, he will come to me. Not that when we become prosperous, we go away. But we never know when something we get, whether it is a blessing or something is taken away from us. That is the blessing. That is the moral of the story. So we always have faith that God knows what is best for me. So that is faith. Now, what is surrender? Very, very beautiful definition I came across. Because surrender, what is surrender? Surrender is not just going to temple and doing puja and then having vrata, and these are all are there as an action, but surrender is into understanding. Surrender is about knowledge. So what is that knowledge? Hari Krupa. Whenever we experience pleasant situation, we must say, this is Hari Krupa. Very important point. I will repeat this twice because surrender is not very easy to understand. Faith and surrender are very subtle topics. And whenever we experience unpleasant situation comes before us, that is Hari Ichha. So Hari Krupa, whenever any pleasant experience has happened, we must not say, oh wow, it is because of me. Hari Krupa. And whenever any unpleasant situations are happening in our life, then we say it is Hari Ichha. Why me? Bhagwan, why you are giving this to me? That is a question which means that our knowledge about Bhagwan is less. Our faith on Bhagwan is less. Our surrender is very low. Why you are giving me this trouble? No, I wanted to go to ashram, but you are putting me in this family. Then, I want to do this, but you are giving me this job. Actually, I wanted to become this, but your Bhagwan says that is what I want you to do. So, what we experience, whatever pleasant experiences they are happening, Hari Krupa. And whatever unpleasant situations according to us, because any person who would see and do not know have any spiritual knowledge, the person would say, poor old man, that old man, he gave rotis to Bhikari and see what happened to him, his cow died. And this person who, you know, threw away the Bhikaris and didn't do any dana, he became rich. That is what many people have asked this question. No, nothing happens to politician. And Bichara, he did nothing. He was so pious. But see, he had this problem, that problem, that problem, that problem. So that means that we have a doubt on God's intelligence. Sorry. Hari means what? Haran, one who takes away. What does God takes away? So if you see actually in Puranas, most of the Ashirwads or boons were given by Brahmaji and Shivji. And then the Asuras became very strong and then they went to Vishnuji. Bhagwan, you take avatar and now kill them. So Bhagwan removes the problems, removes our attraction to worldly things, creates Vairagya. Either he destroys the arrogance or destroys the person as avatar. So we have seen that Dashavatar is of Vishnuji because Vishnuji's job is to do Haran. So he is called as Hari. And that's the reason Hari Mukhe Mana Punyachi Gadana Kon Kare. And then there is Sri Ramji's also bhajan is there that Bhavaharana. Bhavaharana means once we take Lord's name, Bhagavan will take away from us the attachment towards the world. And once the attachment towards the world is happening, then only our mind will go towards God. But we all have faith on something. Different things. So we have to see now what is my faith. Because faith, surrender, refuge, sarna, these are all not very easy topics to grasp. Even if you ask person who has attended lot of spiritual classes, what is surrender exactly, there will be slight confusion. So there are different kinds of people. First, Paristhiti Vadi means this person's happiness depends upon Paristhiti. Paristhiti is situation, object, person, which is outside. Paristhiti is outside. So what will I do? I want the other person to change. If you see people say, no, this person should behave like this, then I will be happy. This house must be like this must be like this. Something outside, I want to make it better. Then my Paristhiti will be better and then I will be more happy. So this is the level number one, Paristhiti-vadi. Second, karmavadi. Happiness depends upon my karma, my action. So all the time what I do selfless action. I try to improve my action so that my happiness will be improved. So my happiness depends upon my action, level number two. Ishwarvadi, happiness depends upon God. So the person does puja, jap, visit, tirtha yatras. My happiness depends upon God. If God wants to give me happiness, God will give. If God wants to give me some kind of sorrow and problems, God will give. And the fourth is Atmavadi. Happiness is my nature. Atma is equal to God. And what does person do? Play our role to 100% knowing that this world is illusory. Jagan Mithya Brahma Satya Atmavadi. Now, when we understand this, then Bhagavan says that, Hanumanji says, I will give you all Sabasukha. Sabasukha lahe tumhari sarna. So what is all Sukha? Material and spiritual both. Because Hanumanji is only devotee or God who has the power to give both. Falachari earlier also came. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So happiness through money, power, security, pleasure, fame, relationships, this Hanumanji can give. This is level number one, happiness. Happiness by serving others, level number two. And happiness from taking God's name, doing puja, visiting holy places. And fourth, happiness in Shravan, Manan, Dididhyasanam, self-knowledge, realizing that my nature itself is happiness. I don't have to do something for happiness. I act from happiness. So Hanumanji gives all kinds of happiness. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Hanumanji blesses all. Sab sukha lahe tumhari sarna. Now the next pada is Tum rakshaka kahu ko darna. This is again very, very important. And this is a common thing what we can see, that spiritual people or religious people are more scared actually as the knowledge increases in spirituality. The more texts I read, the more Shravan I do, Manan I do, Nididhyasanam I do. Gurudev says that how to know whether I am spiritually growing? Gurudev says that you will realize that you start becoming more and more fearless, more and more stressless, more and more worryless, more and more tensionless. Because I know that God is next to me, God is within me. Why to worry? He only has given life. He only will take away. What is a worry? What is a tension? What is a fear? But let us now analyze this. Tumarakshaka kahu ko darna. So what is fear and how to overcome it? So quickly, different kinds of fear. There is an acronym of fear. Forget everything and run. This is what Arjun wanted to do. FEAR. Fear, forget everything and run. When the situation comes, I want to escape. Second acronym, false evidence appears real. Whenever any fear comes, there is a imagination, perceived imagination of some loss. Perceived imaginary loss. There will be always an element of loss in the fear. This is our manan. I have to write down 10 such kind of fear where there is a perceived loss. It is an imagination. This is very important manan to do, because fear is something which we have to deal with, which is there in every human being. Only in spirituality we talk about eliminating fear. Otherwise, see, every time we see touch wood, and so many things we do. In Taittiriya Upanishad, that's the reason it comes in the last, that fearless happiness is the highest goal. Not happiness which is, colored with fear. Face everything and rise, Krishna's solution. Face the situation and rise. That is Krishna's solution in Bhagavad Gita. So what are the different kinds of fears we have? 4 causes of fear. First of all, what are the 4 causes of fear? Separation, pain, loss, ignorance. Any fear will have some aspect of separation. And that's the reason a bhakta is one who is never vibhakta, never separated from the Lord. Any separation will give us fear. Pain will give us fear. Okay, no, no, this body will happen, then there will be disease, then there will be decay, then there will be dependency. Initially, the mother and the child are together, then the child is separated from the mother. And so the child cries, and doctor says one child is normal when the child cries. So our journey in this world starts with separation, fear, insecurity, loss. Something I lose and then there is a fear of it. After losing also there is sadness. Where we know Einstein said that energy cannot be created, energy cannot be destroyed. There cannot be loss of anything. Everything has come from the five elements, Pancha Mahabhuta. Everything will go to five elements. And Vedantic, all suffering is caused because of ignorance. Ignorance about my own nature of the self. Process. What is the process of fear? I don't know. And the second, it leads to what if? I can't handle it. This is how the fear operates. What if? What if this happens? What if this happens? How do I know? I don't know. What will happen tomorrow? War will happen. Pralay will happen. This will happen. That will happen. What if? And then I cannot handle it in my imagination. Right now, this moment, do I have a problem? No, no. Right now, this moment, I am listening to Hanuman Chalisa. But in future, it might happen. No, then I have to plan. Bhagavan says, future is not in your hand, result is not in your hand, karmanyeva adhikaraste. You focus on action right now. So what are the biological fears? Level number one, pain, disease, old age, dependency, death. These are called as biological fears. Emotional fears, losing relationship, separation, loneliness, rejection. This rejection is a big fear. People cannot handle a no. Gurudev says our journey is from aloneness to aloneness. Loneliness comes in between. I am born alone and I go alone. And then there also it is alone. Ekameva dvitiya. Intellectual fear. Failure. Fear of failure. Log kya kahenge. Being laughed at by others. Guilt of not doing something. Spiritual fear. Fate. What will happen in the fate? Divine punishment. Unknown, fear of unknown, natural calamity, ignorance, these are all spiritual fears. How to overcome? Introspect, accept, face. Face it. Introspect whatever fears I have, accept them, and then face them. Negative thinking will go by faith. Attachment will go by detachment. Ignorance will go by self-knowledge. What is the grand solution? Bhagavan says, Tuma rakshaka kahu ko darna. Simple thing. I don't have so much of knowledge. Just take Hanumanji's name with understanding. Fear will go. With understanding is very important. Because I may be taking name, but with understanding the fear will go easily, faster. So, what was a चौपाई we were discussing? सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना. So we saw different kinds of happiness. We saw what is the meaning of sarna, refuge, faith, surrender, what exactly is the meaning. And then we saw what is the meaning of fear. And this all will vanish suppose we take Lord's name, as simple as solution as it is. So चौपाई number 23rd. आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे. Hanuman ji is not ordinary. आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे. All three worlds shiver, scared of your name. The moment I take your name, all three worlds, whatever negative forces are going to come near me, they get scared and they run away. You alone can are capable and controlling your own powers. Is very important. Power and strength corrupts the mind easily, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. We can see today so many of us, the moment we get power, we get little strength, we get more money, corruption starts in the mind, outside. And the classic example in our Purana is Duryodhana and Ravan. So much power, so much wealth, so much authority, and their mind got corrupted. So these are all Puranic symbolic representations that only Hanumanji is able to control one's own strength and one's own power, because once the power increases, I want to destroy other person. We saw Hitler, we saw so many of us here. The moment the knowledge increases, I think I'm too knowledgeable. If my physical strength is there, I use that strength to destroy. If I have got lot of money power, I will do wrong things. And why Hanumanji was not disturbed by it? Hanumanji used his various powers only for Sri Ramji. That is the important thing. He never used his enormous powers, strength for any other work. Without surrender and devotion, our strength becomes the reason for our downfall. So we might say, no, I don't have any strength, but little thing what I am good at, that makes me arrogant. Especially those who are very good cooks. They will always criticize other people's food. Little I've got some kind of, Bhagavan has given some kind of intelligence to make me very good dishes. This person will never be happy in a hotel, always cribbing, complaining about what has been made, because that person makes it very good. So, moment I get some kind of power, I start criticizing others, so that becomes the reason for my downfall. तीनों लोक हांकते कापे. Tino lok means Swargalok, Bhulok, Narkalok. But there are 14 lokas that we will see. So how Tino lok, can you give me some, proof? So Bhulok, to we know what Hanumanji accomplished. Alone Hanumanji could have destroyed Lanka. So much power, so much strength, so much intelligence, so much knowledge. So we know in Bhulok what he did. Swargalok what he did. Went all to call Garuda to save Sri Ram and Lakshman. So he went to Swargalok. And Garuda had to come because he knew his power. That please come and then remove the Sarpa Bana. What Indra Meghnadji had, sent one arrow which had tied Sri Ramji and Lakshmanji, and they were becoming almost unconscious. We also know when he was small, he went almost to Swargalok to swallow, and then Indra got so disturbed that this small boy will swallow the sun. So in Swargalok also his name was there, that Hanumanji, no one should be, taking any kind of adverse argument with him. Whatever Hanumanji says, we must do it. So Tino lok haakate kape. The moment Hanumanji went, Garuda said, yes, I'm coming. Patal lok. So we all know that there was another Ravan, Mahir Ravan or something. Sometimes it is said Ahir Ravan, whatever the name is, Mahir Ravan. So once while the war was happening, Mahir Ravan took away when Ramji and Lakshmanji were sleeping, and took them, both of them, to Patal Lok, and no one was able to rescue them. Because Mahir Ravan had one power, that he had 5 lamps around where he used to stay. And it was said that those 5 lamps were protecting him. And the boon that a person should blow off all 5 lamps together, which are in 5 directions. So no entity had that much of power to do it. So Hanumanji somehow went, killing lot of Rakshasas, and reached there. And what he did, because he's Pavana Devata, he created 5 mouths which went into five directions. And then in one shot, he blew off those lamps and then had a fight with Mahir Ravan and rescued Sri Ram and Lakshman from the Patala Lok. That's the reason at some places there are Panchamukhi Hanuman temple. And they say that Panchamukhi Hanuman temples, the power is very, very high. So there are few Panchamukhi Hanuman temples, but wherever we go to Panchamukhi Hanuman temple, the power is 5 times higher. And many times people say that those temples are really, once we go and ask, the fulfillment is done much faster. This is what people say. But we know the story why it is there right now. So what are the 14 lokas? So normally we say Om Bhur Bhuva Swa means all 14 are completed. Higher Satya Tapad Jana Mahar Swara Bhuvas Bhu. Bhu is where we are living. Bhulok. Bhuvas is between Swarga and Bhulok, where the Pitru stay. Then Swargalok, then Maharlok, then Janalok, then Tapalok. So where rishis are staying, doing tapas, and anytime we require them, they come on the planet to establish dharma. Lower, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Rasatal, Talatal, Mahatal, Patal. Patal Lok. So these are just a name for some kind of statistics. Apana tej samharo ape, tino loka hakate kape. What is our important learning from this is that we must not be arrogant about some little talent, some little accomplishment, some little power and strength what we have, some little quality we have, which makes us stand out than others. We must not keep harping on that, ki, okay, I'm better than that, better than that. Because apana tej samharo ape, we must only able to handle our own power and strength. Some people have Rupa Garva, some people have money Garva, some people have knowledge Garva, some people have some talent Garva. So this Garva is something where we are not able to handle our own Tej. It is some Tej Bhagavan has given in us. That Tej we must be able to handle it. So we'll take one more. Bhoot Pishach Nikata nahi aave, Mahabhir jab naam sunar. So many of the spiritual sadhak also have this discussion whether really Bhoot Pishach is there or no. No, here I cannot ask, but you can raise your hand. Yes, you believe or don't believe. So ghosts and evils do not come near when the name of Hanumanji is chanted. So now we have to listen for 2 minutes technical thing. Three bodies are there, gross, subtle, causal. In each body, in each state, the body is different. Right now, you are listening to me through a mobile phone or laptop, and this is a body, 5 elements. When we are in the dream state, we are also in the dream, and then we experience so many things. So that is a dream body, and in the causal state also there is a causal body. So they are called as Panchakosha, causal body, subtle body, gross body. So right now we are into gross body. So now how is it connected to Bhuta Pishacha? Embodied beings are called Jiva. Disembodied beings are called Bhuta Pishacha. So they don't have a gross body, but they have a subtle body. How embodied beings become a disembodied beings? Untimely death, suicide is the one of the cause, accident, murder. So if you see people who remember their past life, they are, most of them, they say they were murdered at some time and then, because suddenly it happened, accident happens. Suicide is the greatest cause. If you still don't believe, you should go to Kailash Manas Sarovar. Next to Kailash Manas Sarovar, there is a Rakshas Sarovar. And nobody enters there. Even recently, Sadhguru had gone there and he is a mystic. He saw it's like a Heathrow, more than Heathrow airport. So many bodies are coming, they go back. And in Manas Sarovar, Yaksha, Gandharva, they all come to take bath and then they prostrate and do puja of Shivji. But in Rakshasthal, you're not supposed to go inside because that is where it is a landing station of all the subtle bodies. But they are there. If you believe that you are there, they are also there. So how it gone? Udana Vayu. There are different Vayus. So this subtle body is taken from our gross body by Udana Vayu. And when it suddenly happens, it doesn't get a body. And that's the reason Shraddha is done in our Shastra. So that the person whom person who has left the gross body, the subtle body may get ASAP a very good embodiment. So Shraddha is done 13 days because in 13 days then the subtle body gets another body. These all things are there in detail in Garuda Purana. And that's the reason we must write henceforth that may that person, whoever name, taking that name of the person, may he or she get Sadgati. That is our culture. We should not say may he rest in peace, may she rest in peace, because that is a Christian culture, because their culture, the person dies and goes to heaven or hell. So they say peace. We are already on peace. So we must say, may that person get Sadgati. So we chant Gita, so we must be cheerful, so we must be happy. Suppose we are sad, the person may not get another body and keep roaming till I die and I meet. That is not our culture, that is not our Shastra. So we must let go cheerfully. May that person get the best body, best family, best adhyatma, best spirituality, best prosperity. So when we do dana, that person get, when we give food to poor people in that person's name, and this you can experience here and now. Sometimes suddenly without reason I will feel sad. Suddenly without reason I will feel feeling happy. Why? Because something is happening which we are not knowing. This Bhuta Pisacha, whom does it influence? Weak minds. One who takes even one Hanuman's name, it will not come near. Essence, chanting Hanumanji name, keep all negatives away forever. Negative tendencies. So I'll just take 1 minute story and then Radhaji is going to chant Hanuman Chalisa. We will chant with her. There was one person who was traveling. Guruji told his story. He was traveling back to his town. This is a small town where he used to stay, and then while going back, there was a small forest used to come. So he had gone for some business trip. So while going back, he saw a very beautiful young lady standing on the road asking for lift. He gave her and he started talking to her, and then they fell in love. And then they said, I will come to your place, and they went and stayed in her. And he was so happy because he was unmarried, looking for a spouse. Beautiful, good looking, young, married, all working properly. He was so happy. 1 or 2 months passed, and suddenly one night at around 11:30, 12, he got up for drinking water or going to washroom. He suddenly saw this lady is not there on the bed. He searched everywhere, lady is not there. He slept. In morning he saw lady is there. He thought maybe he would be dreaming. Second, two, three times it happened. Then he saw I need to keep a watch. Then he started becoming fearful. Tumar rakshaka kahu ko darna. Then he told, let me watch. So one day he slept and he pretended that he's sleeping. And he saw this lady at around 12 o'clock got up and then went out of the wall. The door was, went out of this was, went out of the wall. And then he realized that when she came in car, he never asked her background, lineage, parents, which village, nothing. He just, and then she came back early morning, 4 o'clock, 5. He was watching it. She came back from the wall, slept down, and then you can imagine his state. Slowly, slowly, he stopped eating food because he couldn't ask her, who are you? So his health started deteriorating. He stopped eating. And then one day he went out, and there he was so hungry. He went to one chana wala and he took chana. and he ate chana singdana. And then what he did, that eating chana singdana, he was thinking about lady came home. And then two singdanas were there in that. He came home, ate two singdanas, and the moment he opened the paper, that lady shouted, "Oh, throw that paper, throw that paper, throw that paper." He didn't threw that paper. He said, "What is there in that paper?" He had gone to Chana Singdan Hala. And on that paper there was Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram written. He said, "Throw that, throw that." And then he didn't threw that paper and he started reading Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. That lady vanished forever and he said, "Thank God, only one name that to that Chana Singdana paper saved is." So here to we are chanting Hanuman Chalisa and then somebody is doing japa today. Radhaji is going to chant Hanuman Chalisa. That is a power of Ram name. That is a power of Hanumanji's name. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम